Hey, what's up, guys? Dave Duford here, Final Expense Agent Mentor. Hope you guys have had a fantastic day. It's Monday, June the 26th. I've got 5 more days till my first ever, it seems like it at least, vacation in many years. Heading down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for the entire month. And I'll be doing a working vacation. So I need the write-offs, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to be enjoying it. But the reason I'm doing this today is to share with you what I think is pretty worthwhile information as to what I've discovered after my day-long, almost probably 10 to 12 consultation calls I've made today when it comes to selling final expense. I do several programs of which you may have heard of, including the Mentorship program. I recruit agents, train them to become successful producers. And then I also have an inner circle group, which is really designed for those who are happy with their existing brokerage that they do their final expense business with, but want to have the opportunity to get access to group coaching, one-on-one calls with me, and access to my training material for a low monthly subscription fee. So what we did today is the once-a-month private consultation call-ins, where I talk to my agents as well as to agents in the Inner Circle program. And what I've discovered that I really didn't necessarily expect is to be able to string together a lot of similar circumstances and experiences from talking to producers just like you who are in the field, some of which who are having challenges making it work in this business. And the purpose of this video is to really tell you what I would more or less define as a unifying theory with what has been the biggest reason that people aren't selling more final expense. I'll tell you what it isn't first. It's not learning 5 or 10 new objection rebuttals. It's not learning, a newfangled sales presentation. It's not trying some newfangled lead program out. The simple reason while some of the agents I've talked to today are not getting the kind of results they are absolutely capable of is because they are not seeing enough people. It's staggering how diverse the different markets that we work are in. The people that we see in the country and the city and everything in between. But the number one characteristic that agents have in this business that I think could instantly be solved if they apply what is taught to them, is that many of these people are very good at sales, or they're at least good enough. There's always room for improvement. I'm a firm believer you don't have to be a master salesperson to be successful in this business. You can be mediocre and make up for it with having hustle and being able to get out there and grind it and work hard. But what I see, the biggest challenge that these agents are having is they're just not seeing enough people. They've got good enough sales skills. They are seeing enough people as far as a percentage of the leads they got. But what it comes down to, and they're even closing enough as far as a normal percentage close for the presentations they give. But the biggest single factor that they could do better is simply start seeing more people consistently. That right there manifests itself, I would say, 80 to 90% of the sales woes that my agents, as well as other agents, and I would presume throughout this entire industry, that is the one thing that manifests itself as being the singular thing they could improve and get immediate results quickly, turning around their careers in an instant if they will just fight to see more people. Case in point, a lot of people that I see, they buy not enough leads. And that's really what it comes down to. They only get 10 or 15 people a week. They may only see 5 of those people and sell 2 or 3 policies. And the number works well if they're buying 15 leads, or I should say if they're sitting with 5 people and closing 3 of them, that's a great closing percentage. But they only saw 5 of the 15. Now you're not going to see all 15, but what if you saw 7, 8, or even 9 of those people and you close another 1 or 2? That is the difference between making $50,000 a year and $100,000 a year. Maybe not exactly those metrics, but look, your income will double if you will just find a way to see more people. And here's the thing. There is some limitations, I believe, in this business that cannot be necessarily worked around. You can only be so good at closing your leads. you can only be so good at seeing every single person that you receive. And there is definitely an argument to improve those levels up to a point that you can, to manifest and give yourself the opportunity to maximize your skill level. But beyond that, the great thing about final expense is it becomes leverageable. It becomes scalable. I've always said if you can see and close, I should say close, 20 to 25% of your leads. If you buy 20 leads and if you can consistently sell 20 to 40, or I'm sorry, 4 to 5 of those apps, so 20, 25%, if you can sell 4 to 5 apps off of 20 leads, even 25 leads, it is extremely possible to take that and scale up into a larger lead amount to where you can fight to see more people and then close the same percentages. It typically holds fairly well. You don't need to close 30%. You don't need to take 20 leads and figure out how to sell 10 of them. I think that defeats the purpose, because if you look at the averages, most people are selling 20 to 25%. And then the people who are selling 30% or 35%, they're great and they exist, but that's probably not going to be you. Maybe they've got referral programs. Maybe they got relationships with people who send them leads. Maybe they're working old clients and rewriting business. And a lot of times that's the circumstances that allow them to get this high closing percentage. They've got some system that you don't know about. But when we look at a strict direct mail system, or we looked at any paid lead system, if you can consistently close 20 to 25% of these, that is good enough. And when I say good enough, that's when you can begin to scale this. And the numbers that you get from the system allow you a return on investment that will provide an adequate and very healthy income from the work that you do. Again, this is the one crazy trick that you will get more final expense sales now. It's a gimmicky phrase that's used all over the internet, but I wanted to use it because it comes down, in many circumstances, you're just not seeing enough people. And so here's some other things to take away from this. I'm a firm believer that if you're not seeing enough people, the rest of your sales training, the rest of everything else takes a back seat. If you're getting 20 leads a week and you're only presenting to 5 of those, you've got a problem. It's not your salesmanship, okay? It's not your prospecting ability. It's your ability to get out there and see more people. You have to solve that problem first before you can begin to address any sort of sales woes, or I should say seriously address those things. Because all of that doesn't matter if you're not seeing enough people. I can take Tony Robbins, and if he sees 3 people out of 30 leads, I don't care how good Tony is. If he doesn't get his ass out there and work these leads and see the people, even Tony Robbins will fail at this business. So there's an amount of innate charisma and capability that will only get you so far, but you ultimately have to have the numbers work out to your advantage, okay? So here's what I end with. Fight to see the people. You must make sure you are either A, working your leads to the best of your ability possible, B, you have to be making sure that you get enough leads to work to the best ability possible. And 3, and C, or whatever I'm on, at the end of the day, do whatever you can to make sure you're working direct mail final expense leads. It is a proven fact that across the board, the most successful agents in final expense are taking direct mail leads. There are definitely agents that are successful cold calling, telemarketing, using Facebook leads. These all have their place, and there's agents that get success with these programs. But the reality is, take a survey, talk with top producers that go on convention. They will tell you that their primary source of leads is from purchase direct mail leads. And the crazy thing is we all pretty much do the same kind of leads. So get with the right lead program, make sure you're getting enough leads, and make sure you're doing what you can possible to see as many of those leads possible. A good metric, a good rule of thumb, is that if you get 20 leads, you should sit and present to 50% of them with a combination of door knocking and appointment setting over the phone. If you're not seeing 50% and you're doing that, you're probably not working them hard enough. And if you're only getting 10 leads and you're only sitting with 5 and you only get 2 sales and you're upset with that, trust me, it sounds like everything works when it comes to presenting, but you've got to buy more leads. You've got to take a leap of faith to get more people to see, to take a risk and invest more money in your leads to see really what you can do with this business model, because only so many people can do so much when you're not giving yourself the steady supply of leads that are necessary to be successful in this business. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you're interested in leads, I help you with leads as an agent of mine. I've got access to fixed price direct mail programs. I've got access to high response rate direct mail programs to get excellent results that I've personally used for the past 6 years as a final expense agent. If you're looking for coaching and motivation, if you'd like the idea of doing a one-on-one consult with me on a consistent basis, and maybe you're happy with where you're at, but you want the extra layer of motivation and really kind of camaraderie, then the Final Expense Circle program is an excellent opportunity. If you go down below, there's a link to a video. You can watch how that works. If you're interested in the mentorship program, you can click on the contact box. It's somewhere down here in the description box. I highly encourage and recommend you to do that if you haven't already. And I want to thank everybody that decided to set an appointment today with me. That is a growth-oriented call. It helps people stay focused. It helps people get to the next level, which is what we all need in this profession. Anybody can attest to in final expense, it is a Lone Ranger job. And having a support, having a community of support that's constructive is extremely important and will help you proceed to do better. So guys, my name is David Duford. Again, Final Expense Agent Mentor at feagentmentor.com and the Final Expense Inner Circle program. Thanks so much for listening. Glad you could attend this live call. And if you got any comments, whether you're live or whether you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment. I answer every single one. I read every single comment, and I'm dedicated to helping agents like you succeed in this business. So we'll see you next time, maybe tomorrow. Take care.